I had a situation here recently where I had to go to the hospital, and I got a little bit of bad news. Welcome back, Sound Contagious family. Thank you for joining me. Today we are answering part 2 of one of my subscribers' question, Ron Stone. And so here we go. So the second part of the question goes as follows. How do you have your mic set up with no latency in Studio One 3? That's a very good question. Let's talk a little bit about what latency is. So for those of you that don't know, when we talk about audio latency, we're talking about a short period of delay, usually measured in milliseconds, that goes from entering your computer system and then coming back out through your speakers. And that's about the simplest way I can put it, right? So every DAW has a way of dealing with that, and they're all pretty much the same. Audio is called buffering. There's other terms that they use for that, but we're going to go to Studio One and also in the MPC X, and I'll show you how to look for that, because it's going to matter whether you're recording vocals or you're hitting the keyboard. And you know, by the time you hit your keyboard, when you hear the signal come back through the speakers. So this is something that really is really easy to fix. In Pro Tools, I've had really major problems with that actually in the past, where you get the little error box that comes up, it stops recording. Really, it stops recording, and so you get the little error message box on there. And so let's go and take a look at that, and we can dig into a little bit further, but it's really simple to fix. Usually rule of thumb is you want to go high audio buffer when you're mixing, and you want to go as low as possible when you're recording. So that's always, just keep that in mind. Just if you can keep that in mind, you'll be just fine. You go high audio buffer, send high audio buffers for your latency to mix, and then you set it as low as possible when you're recording. First, you want to, of course, open up Studio One. Head over to Studio One on top here, and then go to Preferences. And then right here, if you're not there, if it's in General, just go over to your audio setup. And the first one that you'll see is Audio Device, and then you got Processing. Stay right here with Audio Device. And you see right here it says Device Block Size. Again, like in Pro Tools, it'll say Buffering Size. So every DAW might state it a little different, but this is what you'll be looking for, okay? And then right now mine is set to 512. Which is a decent amount. You can go as low as to 16. I've never gone to 16. I normally keep it around 128 if I'm recording vocals in. 256 works just fine for me, even up to 512, okay? So what you want to do is you want to lower this, all right? If you're getting some kind of latency problem, you're getting that delay, you want to lower this to the point where you're actually able to record without interruption. And then when you're mixing, you want to go as high as possible. I usually set it to about 1024. Okay, so if you can keep that in mind, you'll be just fine. Again, what you want to do, I'll take you back again. Studio One, you go to Preferences. You can stay right here if you're not there, if it's like anywhere else, if you're in General, Location, whatever. Just go to Audio Setup, third one down. And then if it should already be on Audio Device. That should be your first one, your first tab. Your second tab is Processing. You want to stay with Audio Device. And then right here, Device Block Size. Your recording, you want to set that as low as possible. Again, you'll have to experiment to see what works, because the lower you'll go, you might end up with a few hiccups where it stops recording, or you might get error messages. Pro Tools is notorious for that. I have not encountered any problems with Studio One. I am running this on an iMac, 2017 iMac. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because in Pro Tools, I swear you can get any computer and you'll still have problems with latency. So you want to stick around, you know, anywhere between 64 to 128. Of course, the lower you can drop it and your computer is functioning, then that's even better. And when you're going back to do a mix, you know, you got a nice heavy mix you want to mix up here, you want to get it over to at least 1024. 512 will work just fine too. All right, so here we are in the MPC X. Go ahead and open up the software. Head over to where it says MPC. Hit on Preferences. And then the first tab, that's exactly where you want to be at. If you come down a little bit here to where it says Sample Rate, and then you got Audio Buffer Size. Now you notice the MPC X doesn't call it block, it calls it Audio Buffer Size. So again, same rule of thumb. If you're recording in, you want to set this as low as possible without getting any interruptions as you're recording. And by interruptions, you know, I mean that it'll stop playing, or especially in the MPC X. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but when you start loading in plugins that are heavy CPU by nature, it'll start to crackle, and it'll start to like not play, you know, correctly. You'll even see like the cursor, play cursor move along, but then it'll kind of stutter a little bit. I've had that encounter before. So what you'll want to do is when you're mixing, you'll want to set this as high as you can, and then when you're recording again, you want to set this as low as you can. So and this does make a difference also when you're playing on the keyboard, because whenever you hit that keyboard note, you'll notice if you have this set up wrong that you'll like get that delay where it's not hitting right. So this is where you want to go look at that. Again, you just go over to the MPC, you click on preferences. The first one that'll show up is audio. Head down here to your audio buffer size, and then you can set that for mixing or set that for recording. All right, guys, I hope that helps somebody out. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for the support and for the comments and for the questions. Keep them coming. I love to answer them as much as I can. You know, guys, as I've told you here just recently, that I am moving. I am planning on moving. I've been looking around at different states and visiting and all that. And so, you know, another place I was even thinking about was the NY, New York. You never know. So, you know, I got family up there, so you never know what might happen. I might just go ahead and move that direction. I'm not even sure yet, but I will tell you this, that I'm definitely going to move. And so that's kind of slowing me down in the studio and with the video creating. Also had a little bit of situation happen here just recently where I had to go to the hospital, and I got a little bit of bad news. I will be sharing that more with you guys as I continue to just seek medical advice. So I hope everyone's doing well. I'm still going to keep moving forward, pushing forward. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to be doing some more videos here very soon. I know I have not come back with a sample this Sunday just yet. I'm still in the studio making music. I'm still doing my thing. I need to turn on my camera, just show you my process. Get a little shy about that sometimes. And so, you know, that's on me. But I appreciate every one of you. Keep those questions coming. I will be uploading some more videos, keeping you updated on where I'll be moving to, whether it be the East Coast, the West Coast. You know, you never know. So I will keep you updated on that, and also keep you updated on some things that have been going on personally in my life. Recently, I had a visit to the hospital, and it was quite a situation, and I will let you know about that also. So appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you so much, fam. Thank you for joining Sound Contagious family. Love you guys. Stay true to yourself. Be good. Be kind. All right. Love you guys. I'm out.